I tried recording this video earlier, and I did record quite a bit, and basically like I recorded the whole thing, but then when it came down to editing, it just didn't like work out, and I had to like delete everything, and now I'm like starting over. It's a bit annoying, but like I'll figure it out. I'm gonna like try to remember some of the stuff that I said in the previous video, like the one that I deleted, and I guess add some of things that I want to add. I don't know how I'm gonna approach it, but like I'm gonna figure it out. All right. Also, I'm gonna like work on getting more videos out quickly. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that. Anyways, here are a few things that I want to get done. I was thinking of like uploading a YouTube short, but I feel like this video alone is gonna take quite a bit of time to upload. So maybe I should just focus on this, and then maybe I can think about a short later on. And after I'm done with that, I have this art project that I wanna um get done. I don't know how to like what to like call it, so I'm just gonna call it an art project. It's something that I want to make in a Photoshop, or I don't know what to call it, but like I just call it an art project. So I want to get that done. So maybe when I'm done with this, I'm gonna work on that. I also finished this task that I had to get done. So that is already crossed off the list, and this video is the only like the next thing that I need to get done. Like upload this video, maybe have work on the thumbnail or whatever. So yeah, so I'm working on the video now. So like I was like thinking about this, and this is something weird that I came across. So like if you sort of just sometimes when you like feel stuck, and you're like, oh yeah, there's like no way, or like I don't know how to like deal with this situation, or how to get out of this. All everything like seems like leads to a dead end, which is maybe just like me ruminating or whatever, or like getting caught up in my negative thinking patterns. Like when you're in those moments, if you just like just sort of slow down and think about it, and just like ask yourself the question, or like what you should do, you get like a really good answer. Like, and I don't know if saying that you get an answer would be the right thing to say, because you don't need to get an answer, but like you get a certain feeling which feels like it like hints you towards, or like tells you what you should do. And basically that sounds some weird like anime shit, but like it's not like that, but more like if you just ask yourself, and if you're like patient with it, and you just kind of like wait, you sort of do get an answer. Like you get, and it's an answer which kind of like calms you down. I don't know how to explain it, but like, yeah, I don't know. It's just if you ask yourself something, you do get an answer. So is it just you giving the answer, or is it like something else, something which is more like a deeper spiritual thing, which we are like not, which we don't understand yet, but like it's like something more like higher, which comes from a higher level of like something related to spirituality, or is it something just like or is it just like a human part of you? It's sort of I don't know how to. It's hard to tell. Maybe some other people have explored it and know what the answer is, or what I'm describing is. But it's just something weird. Like if you just sit it down and ask yourself answer, or what you should do, you get an answer, and it's an interesting answer. It's like you're talking to yourself and you're getting an answer. So, like, how does that work? Like, what's the difference between like a person who is like a psychopath, or who's not doing mentally well, versus a person who is like a lot of these great philosophers and stuff, who are like seen with like great, who are like very, very respected nowadays. A lot of them just like sort of just spoke to themselves, or like spent a lot of time in solitude, and I guess sort of just did what I am describing, and their work is like very well respected, and at least considered to be useful by a lot of people. So it's like, what's the difference between a person who is like who's not doing mentally well off, who is just insane,
versus a person who's like who's like a philosopher and stuff, and or like someone like a Marcus Aurelius and stuff, someone like Marcus Aurelius and all those guys. And for like philosophers, I think the line is a bit. A lot of them are like not mentally well off, but like these other people who are not um or not, I don't know how to explain, but like some of these people are not mentally well off. Some of them are, some of them are like fine, and they are very respected, and they seem very mentally well off. And I think the reason that some people, um, when you ask yourself, and some people who are like the difference between a person who is mentally not well versus who is not, who's sort of like also speaking to themselves, but like is, but it results in something productive is, the difference is that um, there are different things within you. I don't know how to explain what I mean by different things, but like different frequencies, not like something weird. Not talking about something cringe like um law of attraction or anything like that. More like it's like you just kind of like relax and actually try to get an answer or something, and sort of and ask yourself the answer with actually like try to get an answer. I think you will get an answer. If not, you'll at least get a break. I don't know. It's just insane how like I don't know. Just a little mind. I don't know. Just had an effect on me when I was thinking about this earlier. It's weird, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too much. So, like to conclude everything, if you ask yourself a question and you truly you are looking for an answer, you have the intention within you to actually like we want the answer, and you actually look for it, and you ask yourself with like ask yourself with sincerity, then you will find a answer or some direction towards the answer. And of course, if you were to go be a bit more specific and be like, how do I make a mouse, or how do I make a clock, you're not gonna get a, you might, most likely you're not gonna get an answer, but like you will get directions. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you feel stuck and you need direction, or maybe you need some guidance or whatever, maybe just sitting down with yourself and actually being patient and looking for things and going over things, and maybe just like trying to look for that vague direction part of you can be helpful. Of course, some people might say it's not gonna help, but like it's worth trying. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm just like thinking to myself, none of it like matters, and I'm just being stupid. So yeah, but and earlier I said that, oh, sometimes you feel stuck and everything feels like everything that you can think of seems to like lead to a dead end. I think a lot that's because you're very focused on the results of the thing rather than what you can do. I think when you do a task thinking about the results of what you're gonna get, or how I can I get this, then I guess that can lead to problems. I have seen people who have said that having the result in mind have helped them, but for me it can just, at least for me, or in some situation it has not worked. I guess in some situation, think keeping the result in mind can help, but I don't know. But when you feel like there's nothing you can do, you feel overwhelmed, everything seems out of your hand, it's probably because you're very like result focused rather than focusing on what you can do about the situation. Like stop thinking like, oh, I can't do this because this has happened, now I can't, this other thing has happened, and now I can't do anything about it, and now I'm just like gonna be stuck here forever. And I mean, maybe you could be right, but like that is not, I don't know, it's just for me, it personally feel like that's the wrong way of looking at it. Of course there is no wrong or right way to look at things, but it just feels like if you just focus on what you can do about the situation instead of focusing too much on the results, or like over focusing on the over like just getting too like into results, like having too much lust for the result, it can lead to problems. Instead, I think it's better to focus on what you can do. It helps a lot to just think about what you can do about the situation, and maybe not even keeping the result in mind and just trying to give it your all. It maybe is the key. That's just my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with it. I understand that there are people who have achieved things without this and have done, but I guess, and maybe this, and I'm also not saying that this is something that I will always agree on. I change and tinker my opinion a lot, so yeah. But this is something that I just thought about, and I wanted to like share it. So I'm just saying, like, instead of focusing too much on the result, focus. And of course result needs to be kept in mind, because if you don't know where you want to go, you'll like go nowhere, or like end up somewhere you don't want to be, or like you can end up anywhere, which could result in good things. But like, I think it's better to know where you want to go, but like not over focus on things. And if you feel, and honestly, if you are in a situation where you don't even know where you want to go, maybe just focusing on what you can, then you can just stop worrying about it and just like focus on what you can do. But I do feel like there's a little bit of I do think you should have some vague idea of where you want to go, some vague feeling, internal compass, internal direction of like where you want to go can help. It doesn't have to be like crystal clear. I guess some people recommend having crystal clear goals, and maybe that's something that can work. But I think having crystal clear daily work, like what you can do about the situation, and maybe saying that you need to have crystal clear goals can be, I don't know if that gives the right message. Basically, instead of worrying too much about the result and all of these other situation things which are out of your hand, just focusing on what you can do helps. Like that is feels like the right way personally for me. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just like overthinking or whatever. It depends where your eyes are. If your eyes are at like at the result and how the things are gonna go, or everyone's who's ahead of you, or everyone who's behind you, or what you can do, it just doesn't work out in my opinion. It just doesn't. It's like you need to be focused on what's in front of you and what you can do about the situation, because like being honest, you can do whatever you want, but like you're not gonna. There's no guarantee for a result, right? There's no guarantee for a result. At least that's what I think. So it's like if you start thinking too much about the result, and you're like, and something which is out of your control and which is not even guaranteed, it just messes up with your hand. Instead, I think what's better just like looking in front of you and trying to solve what's in front of you. It's like a better way to look at it. At least in my personal opinion. I'm not saying that worries like everyone else is ahead of me, competition, and everyone else who is behind me, or how is this gonna work out, are not valid. They are, but they are, and they should be taken into consideration. But again, it just messes things up, and it just like puts you in a very, it can put you in a very weird state of mind where you just keep on ruminating over the same few things, and like play out the whole situation in your head and be like, this is not gonna work out, this is not gonna work out, this is not gonna work out, instead of like seeing what's in front of you, what you can do about the situation, and be like, okay, this is what can happen, what it can do. I think there's like a part of you which is like very solution focused, and which is very another part of you which is very ruminative, which can just keep on ruminating over things, like get caught up in a certain thinking pattern, in a thinking loop, and just keep on going over that again and again, like spiral into like hopelessness. And I think also like, and this like thinking too much about the end, the result can lead to that, in my personal opinion. At least I think that's personally true for me. So I think for being a solution focused person and being like what you can do about the situation also helps you like stay away from that. So yeah, I don't know, that's just personally what I think. So instead of focusing about the result too much, and or like what you can do, what's out of your hand, like just think what you can do today, what you can do, what is doable today. And maybe it isn't something which will get you a lot of results today, but it is something that you can get started with, and something that can lead you to something important later down the line. And if it's that, you just get started, like just find and like just figure out what's in front of you, what you can do about the situation, and what can be done. Just do that, and just That is it. At first, you're gonna be really bad at figuring out what you need to get done. Like you're gonna think, oh yeah, if I do this thing, this is gonna help, and you're just gonna be bad at it. You're not gonna get very much out. You're not gonna do the right thing. You're gonna do something honestly stupid and something that you're gonna cringe later on and be like, did I really expect to get any result from doing this? But just get started, do it even if it's shit, and then just keep on going and as you slowly keep on going, you'll improve. And you might not become the most amazing person in the world, but it's not about that. But that makes it again about the result. It's just about doing what you can and just keep on trying to do your best and improve, and keep on doing what you can, do what you can, do what you can, and then keep on doing it over and over again, and just like doing that. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm just like overthinking or whatever. I think deadlines are quite important. I know this isn't a new revelation, almost everyone says it, but it's like almost everyone just says it, but like they don't give you a clear instruction. And what I'm going to say is gonna sound stupid, but like just writing in your diary or whatever at what time you're gonna do the thing, start doing the thing, and then at what time it should be done is can be helpful. Sounds quite simple, and it doesn't sound like it's gonna make very much of a difference, but I guess it can help if you're struggling with it. And also for some specific type of task, just having a starting point and not having an end point can help. So for example, starting a thing at 7, you tell yourself that you're gonna start a thing at 7, and you're not having any like end time, can be helpful for certain type of task, but it can also lead to more chaos. I think it can help because it can lead to more creativity, but I don't know, it can also just mess with you and not get things done. So just if you're struggling to get things done, setting deadlines is the way to go. Starting having a point where you're gonna start the thing and by what time you're gonna get it done is can be helpful. So yeah, I don't know.